Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, especially to those who are watching us to this live streaming. Jesus, in our gospel for today, focuses two components regarding meal gatherings or banquet. The first is the invitation. Sino ang mga iimbitahan? Second component is the selection of seats, saan paupuin ang mga bisita. There's always sitting arrangement. For us Filipinos, itong two components that Jesus is describing in our gospel today is also very common to us, especially in special occasions like weddings. We like to invite special guests, people close to us, people that are very popular or have place in society. Mahilig tayong imbitahan yung mga kilala, like kaming mga pari, so that the purpose of it is when they have also gatherings, meal gatherings, ay iimbitahan din tayo. The second is, for us Filipinos, we also want to put sitting arrangement when we have special occasions. Dapat dito nakaupo si ganito, dapat katabi ni ganito si ganyan. We have sitting arrangements for VIP, special guests, when we have meal gatherings. But in our gospel for today, Jesus destroyed these two components in meal gatherings by reversing it, inverting the usual table arrangement in banquet. Jesus reminds us that in selection of seats, do not sit at the place of honorable, VIP, because it may be you are not the most important person being invited by the host, and you will be embarrassed or you will be put to shame when you are being removed from that seat because may mas importante pang tao kaysa sa iyo. Here, Jesus reminds us the importance of humility. Why? Because He reminds us that when we have meal gatherings, go to the lowest place. Allow the host to be the one to invite you to go to a higher position. The value of humility, to seek the lowest position and not to aspire to be on top, yung feeling bida, feeling sikat. I remember a story, maybe you're familiar with this story. There was a rich man, napakayabang ng taong ito, and one time, he planned to go to a resort dahil GCQ na. Gusto niyang mamasyal. And so, because he's rich, he hired a boat going to that resort. And during the journey, he asked the boatman, yung bankero, sabi ng rich man, na napakayabang, sabi niya, Kuya, anong natapos mo sa iyong pag-aaral? What is your educational background? Sumagot yung the boatman, the bankero, sabi niya, Sir, hindi ako nakatapos ng high school. Elementary lang ang natapos ko. Sabi ng rich young man or rich man, sabi niya, sayang kuya, ang 1/2 ng iyong buhay, hindi ka nakatapos ng pag-aaral. Nakatapos ako sa isang prestihiyosong paaralan sa Manila. I even studied masters in business abroad. Then along the journey, the rich man who is very mayabang asked again the boatman, Kuya, nakapasyal ka na ba sa abroad, sa ibang bansa? Sumagot yung the boatman and said, Sir, hanggang dito lang po ako sa probinsya namin kasi mahirap lang ako. Sabi ng rich man, sayang 1/2 ng iyong buhay, hindi ka man lang nakapunta sa ibang bansa. Ako nakapunta na ako sa Amerika, sa Europe, sa ibang bansa. Marami na akong napasyalan. At the middle of their journey, it's now the time for the boatman to ask the rich man. Sabi niya, Sir, marunong ka bang lumangoy? Sumagot yung rich man, alam mong businessman ako, hindi ako swimmer. Alam mong mayaman ako, kaya kong mag-hire ng boat gaya ng ginawa ko sa iyo. Sayang, Sir, sabi ng boatman, not only 1/2 of your life, but sayang ang entire na buhay mo, your whole life, dahil sira ang aking bangka, lulubog na tayo. Patay. My dear brothers and sisters, sometimes because of our being boastful, mayabang, self-righteous, we lost simple things in life. We lost to appreciate simple things that we have in our life. Because of our being boastful, we lack the value of humility that Jesus is reminding us in our gospel today. In the book of Sirach, it says that, conduct your affairs with humility, and you will be loved more than a giver of gifts. Humble yourself all the more, and you will find favor with God. In today's reading, my dear brothers and sisters, the Lord challenged us the value of humility in our life. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted. Ang nagpapakataas ay bababa, at ang nagpapakababa ay itataas. Remember this, my dear brothers and sisters. Humility is the best way to gain the respect of others. Humility is the best way to gain the respect of others, while pride or being boastful is the easiest way to be an enemy to everybody. Humility is a good reminder of who we are before God. When we know how to humble ourselves before God, we recognize that God is the ultimate source of everything that we have, that all we possess is from God. It is not from our own effort, but it is a grace from God. Everything is given to us by God, even if we are unworthy. C.S. Lewis once said, "As long as you are proud, you cannot know God." Today, we are reminded again that our life as Christian is always a life embracing the value of humility, magpakumbaba. And this is only true when we know how to recognize the presence of God in our life, who will always be the one to exalt us, to recognize our own effort. And when we look at the cross, my dear brothers and sisters, we find Jesus who humbled himself, but God exalted him in His kingdom. Sa krus, ang Diyos ay nagpakababa para sa atin. St. Paul in this letter to the Ephesians reminds us how Jesus Christ emptied Himself, taking the form of a servant, who humbled Himself, became obedient unto death, even death on the cross. The value of humility is ingrained in the cross of Jesus Christ. And this is the message of the cross when we look at it, when we follow Jesus' act of humility. To end my homily, I want you to reflect this beautiful analogy of one author. He said that life can be seen as a ladder or a circle. Ang buhay ay pwede nating tignan bilang isang hagdanan o isang bilog. Many of us live on a ladder, desperately trying to climb to the top. In doing so, we often find ourselves climbing on the back of others, or what we call in Filipino, crab mentality, and even kicking them to the bottom so that we can reach the top. To be in the first is deeply ingrained in many of our societies today. Gusto natin lagi tayo ang top, laging the best, whether it is in business, in an examination, or even getting on the bus. Gusto natin tayong nauuna. We are by and at large a ladder society. Yet Jesus in the gospel today is proposing that we live or work towards creating a circle society where there is no top or bottom. All are equal, all are facing each other, all are in better position to know and respect each other. All are in better position to share what they have with those who have less. Brothers and sisters, we try to reflect. Is our Christian life a ladder or a circle? Is our family living a ladder or a circle relationship? If we try to look at our society, our community, our workplace? Is it a ladder or a circle relationship? Remember, for the Lord, He wants us to have a kingdom where all are living in a circle. There is equality and there is sharing. In this time of pandemic, this is the beautiful message of Pope Francis in his social encyclical Fratelli Tutti, that we should embrace as Christian a life of a circle society where all are equal, all are sharing, all are important, and no one is above others or raising himself or herself to be the greatest or to be the top among others. Let us indeed strive to be like Jesus, to be like Mary and all the saints. Tomorrow we will celebrate the Feast of All Saints' Day. Let us learn from them, for they are meek and humble of heart, and because of that, they have the best place, the best seat in God's kingdom. Amen.